Yo, what up guys, welcome back to Patched.
Welcome back.
And today we're going to be doing a comparison video between the glorious Model D
and the G-Wolf Skoll.
Yeah, so if you guys do want to get either of these mice, we'll try to leave a link in the description box. But let's get started off with the shape, and to me, they both feel very similar. The Skoll is a little bit bigger. We'll give you the measurements in a little bit, but they both feel really similar to me. Obviously, they're both ergonomic mice. And they fill up the hand a lot.
These are some chunky boys, dude.
Yeah, very chunky. So, and they both have a very noticeable slant to the right, you know?
Yeah,
and,
for sure.
Yeah.
That arch is crazy. This is a little bit more to the front on this one.
Yes.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so they both feel very good if you palm grip. I mean, I can make a fingertip grip work, but like I have to move my hand all the way down so that my fingers are basically in the middle of the mouse. And for the Model D, you can click the buttons basically all the way right here, which is kind of crazy. But I mean, you can do that with the Skoll as well.
Just gets harder and harder to press as you go down.
Exactly, but it's a little bit harder on the Skoll. So, but I mean, if you want, you can definitely do this, which is kind of weird. And it's a little bit hard to press the side buttons. But you can do that if you want, like I said. If you have medium to, I guess, more on the large size hands, then these two mice are gonna be very good for you.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like on the Skoll, the sides are a lot like flatter, so it's difficult to get a good grip on it. Where like it should sort of dip in a little bit more. It's just difficult to get a decent grip on this with how the shape is, for me.
Really? To me, they're both exactly the same. They look exactly the same to me. Like, I'm just looking at it, it looks exactly the same. Feels pretty much exactly the same to me. And as far as the dimensions go, the Model D comes in at 128 millimeters long.
And the Skoll comes in at 124 millimeters.
Yeah, it's a little bit shorter, I would say. The width of the Model D is 61 millimeters at the top, and at the bottom is 67 millimeters.
And then the Skoll at the front is 63 millimeters, and at the back is 67 millimeters.
With just 2 millimeters thicker in the front then, I guess, for the Skoll.
It feels crazy. Like, the difference is crazy.
Yeah, and then as far as the arch goes, at the highest point of the mouse is 42 millimeters for the Model D.
42 as well.
Wow, yeah.
Skoll, that's crazy.
Basically the same exact
like
dimension.
Different.
Really, for me, it feels exactly the same, which is kind of weird.
The Skoll just feels so much thicker.
Really?
That's weird.
Maybe, really? I mean, as far as the looking at it like this, they both look exactly. I don't know. Anyways, as far as the cord goes, they're both braided and they both feel really nice, and they're look, they don't move, so it feels wireless. It feels great. We love it. So they're both really nice.
I like the Skoll cable.
Really?
Nice.
Better than the Model D though?
Not necessarily better. I just like it.
Oh. Okay. All right.
It's just cool.
All right.
So the skates, we've got PTFE obviously on the Model D, and then on the Skoll, we've got these. They look like stock mouse skates. They're just black. They don't list on the website if they're PTFE or not, but they actually feel faster than the Model D to me. It's only by a little bit really, and it's given our specific mouse pad. We're using the Glide 19 by Mad Catz.
Yeah.
By Mad Catz, yeah. So that's just, I mean, our pad is mainly going to be built for pretty much speed.
Yeah.
But yeah, it feels a lot faster.
Mm-hmm.
Which is kind of crazy. But I mean, skates, it's not a huge deal, to each their own as far as that goes. But the weight is the next thing we got to talk about on these guys. So, advertised at 68 grams still for the Model D, 69 for the Glossy.
Yes.
And
basically
we weighed this
69.
in. We got 69 this time.
Cool.
Last time we got 66. And the Skoll actually weighs in at 67, but on their website it's listed as 66.
Oh,
so
1 gram. We got ripped off.
Cannot believe we got ripped off.
But yeah, they both feel very light. As far as the holes go, they're both on the side. There's no holes on the side for the Model D. The Skoll has holes on basically every part of the mouse besides, I guess, where the actual buttons are. But yeah, they both feel very light. As far as the buttons go, they both feel kind of soft compared to, I guess, like the Hottie or the Final Mouse Ultralight 2. But I wouldn't say they feel mushy. Like they don't feel razor mushy to me. You know? So I would say the Model D feels a little bit harder, right?
Yeah, Model D just slightly.
Just a slight.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like almost I would give it to the Model D just because of the design of sort of having it a little bit concave on each of the fingers.
Mm-hmm.
whereas this is just sort of completely, pretty much flat. They try to do a little dip here, as I can see, but it's really kind of difficult to get your fingers on there right. It's weird. And there is a little bit of side play as well on these. So I'd give the edge to the Model D on this one.
As far as the side buttons go, for me personally, I like the Skoll a lot better. The Model D has a lot of travel, especially pre-travel. The Skoll is just the perfect amount for me, but you don't like that because you accidentally press the side buttons a little bit, right?
I do worry about accidentally pressing these, but these are so tiny to the point where I really wouldn't worry about it. But that is another thing. If the side buttons are a factor for you, these are extremely small. May take some getting used to. Not quite as small as my baby, the G Pro Wireless, because those are tiny on that thing. But these are definitely smaller than the Model D, so it may take a little bit of getting used to. But I don't worry about accidental presses or anything. I definitely like the button presses on here.
As far as the scroll wheel goes, the Skoll feels a lot more tactile. The Model D feels a lot mushier. You know, the steps definitely aren't as defined. So we like the Skoll better.
So as far as the sensor goes, there's a 3360 in both of these, and they both feel great. We can just gloss over that one. As far as build quality goes on both of these guys, they're both really good, really sturdy. The Skoll, I can see why a lot of people would think it feels a little bit cheaper, but it's actually, I mean, it's super sturdy, and I like this sort of, it feels like a powder coating almost on the matte finish there.
Yeah, so it feels a little bit more grippy. You know, the Model D, I feel like I like the Model D finish a little bit better. Like, to me personally, the Skoll finish I like that it's grippy, but it feels a little cheap. You know, so that's why I like the finish on the D a little bit better. And also the Model D, it doesn't really leave any fingerprint marks. The Skoll, it doesn't leave fingerprint marks easily.
It's like the grease kind of.
Yeah, it's that grease, and it kind of hardens on there, and you have to kind of clean it off and stuff. So I definitely like the Model D a little bit better for finish.
Yeah, I mean the D definitely does feel like a little bit more quality, but it's just because of it's the powder coating that makes it feel cheap, but I also like it at the same time. It's really cool. So I don't know which one I would give the edge to as far as that goes, but that's just preference really.
As far as the RGB goes, definitely goes to the Skoll.
Yep.
In my opinion, and your opinion too. I mean, the underglow effect is just really cool on the Skoll. The Model D, it's just on the sides and also on the scroll wheel, which is kind of cool, but just the way it looks for the Skoll, we would have to give it to the Skoll.
So as far as pricing goes for both of these guys, the Skoll is typically $70, but at the time of making this video, you can find it on sale for $55. The D is $50, and then $60 for the glossy version. So, I mean, very similar pricing on these guys. For me personally, I think the D's going to be a better buy. Although as far as aesthetics, I would go for the Skoll.
Yeah, the same. I would agree with Lucas. So again, if you guys want to get either of these mice, we'll try to leave links in the description box. But that's it. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you guys next one.
See you in the next one.